you. And I think I need to figure out how to make this work better. Okay, so I think I'm live. Um, we're in Arkansas. We're in the North Ozarks, which is the Ozark we've been talking about for so long. We're in a beautiful place. Like there's just so much. I'm just really close to where we're at the house because a lot of us are having these serious like transmutation kind of symptoms happening. So I thought maybe we should talk a little bit about that. Um, a lot of people are going through it. And it's just get some rest. Get some rest if you can. It's the same kind of things that you're always thinking about when it's. I wonder how far I can go with the Wi-Fi with this thing. Let's try, huh? It's so beautiful here. I'm gonna show you guys. Hold on, let me turn this around. Can I turn the camera around? I don't know how to mess around with this thing. I'm not very good at this. So we're just gonna go this way, and I'm just gonna show you. Like, there's some. See how far we can go. There's a mountain nearby here. Okay, I gotta show you that first. I'm so distracted, guys. There's so much cool stuff happening. This place is lit. Like, look at these crystals. Like, there's just get them out of the ground, like just on top. It's crazy. They're just humongous. Like, can you see this? I don't know if you guys can really get. Like, this one's like rose quartz and stuff inside. Can you see that? Like, look at that. This is just coming out of the mountain here. Anyway, so a lot of people. Hi, I see some people joining. We have Callie King here. Hello. Angela's here. Kenny, hello. Hi, Trina. Yeah, we made it. We're here. As soon as we got here, just before we got here, my daughter, it's really interesting because, she's not much of a traveler. And she was great for the whole thing. And then it's just before we got here, she's like, I just need a day to not do anything and be the homebody that I like to be. And then we got here. And so she's been able to rest, and she's also having some transmutation stuff happening. I don't know how many of you were aware. I talked about it a lot, so you probably knew about this Sology festival we were doing that we just got done doing last weekend. It was really cool in Houston. There was a lot of activations and healing that was done then, and as a result, many people found that as we were healing this, that then they were taking some of it into their body, which is fine because that's just how we transmute. Well, that's one of the ways that we used to always do it as a people. And so just sending that through, moving that through your body. You don't have to keep that. We don't have to transmute it inside of ourselves anymore. Just let it go. Just let it go and say goodbye. And it does. And so that's really good to know, right? So we're not stuck in this. I got to where I thought I was really, really sick. And I don't get sick. And I was just, oh, like it was really intense. I spiked a fever, and then I went into this like I had to rest kind of thing, which is regular, right? But it ended up being like this meditative rest that I was in this council with a lot of people, a lot of energies, and we were transmuting with intention, a lot of people, and um, my daughter interrupted it, so it was really good though because it was half dream state. I don't know how much of that I would have recalled. Um, anyway, and then the next morning, I woke up completely saturated, like I spiked a fever, and then just broke the fever, kind of a thing. What I found fascinating about that is that it wasn't just people who were at this festival. It wasn't just people who were in the side of the planet. It was all over the planet. Everybody, some people are feeling it right now. Like I just talked to somebody else just a moment ago on the phone, and they said that they just started to feel it, like just barely. So the timing is different for everyone. My daughter's is right now too. Got something in my eye. um, but so anyway, for those of you who are experiencing that, know that you're not alone. Hello, everybody. Know that you're not alone. A lot of us are going through that. I've got something in my eye. I gotta get it out. Um, so that's like a mucus thing as well as like this lung thing. And just, I found the fever part to be like, that's when it's really moving through us. I don't know why I'm getting reminders on. Man, I hope I'm not streaming multiple times on Facebook because I think I just screwed that up. Hello, Jeanette. How are you? Hello, Mia. Trina, it's good to see you. Oh, I clicked show, I think. Judy's here. So, where we are right now, this particular I've been guided to come here. What was that? It was 20 years ago when that first started. And knowing we were gonna come here and by coming you could feel it, dude. Like it's just below the heart chakra and moving into like this whole area, not even the heart chakra, just below your heart, just below like I guess the bra line, right? Just there and down, about to the belly button, about to the navel. There's this energy pull, like it's a magnetic pull. I can feel it, like it's not unpleasant. It's just like being pulled here, and it's so cool because they're always saying people are going to be drawn here like magnets, right? And so you can feel it anyway. We haven't had a chance to really explore the land very much. Where I've really seen is up here where the house is. And so we're just because of my daughter's not feeling that great and we were on the road and that whole thing. So this is just the main area to drive here. So far we really haven't really been able to check much out. I'm excited to. I'm really impressed by how far the internet reaches from the house too. It's like really good. If you guys have any difficulty hearing me, please let me know. And then Jeanette's here. Hello. Fleur de Lis, I was really sick last week. Transmuted a lot of stuff. There you go. That's mine was I guess I really started to notice it. I think it was Monday night. Might have been Sunday night. I'm not sure. Shelly, hello. Uh do good to hear from you. Yes. Oh, by the way, speaking of hearing, I couldn't find my earphones, so my earbuds. So let me know if the audio is too bad. You know, and I'll make sure I use the earbuds next time when I do this kind of a thing. Jeanette said, "Hi, Pamela, enjoying the trans energy. I had the same nausea, fever on Tuesday. Yep, I did feel the nausea too. I noticed that um, I really just didn't want to eat anything, and I think that I have this button that says show. Okay, wait, here we go. Um, sorry, I'm just still trying to figure out how to use this technology on my phone. Um, I was feeling like I haven't really eaten for a while, which is that's one thing. This is me and my like my conditioned place is that I've been going so long without eating much. I really would like to see my body show a little bit less form, but that's how it works. Um, also this thing to do with the sinuses, we were guided a while ago about it having to do with like letting stuff be activated in this area. So you activate your third eye, your throat chakra, which is kind of here, and then also your heart chakras when you cough. You know, so and you're also purging. And this movement, a lot of this stuff that we're purging, we've had in our bodies for some time. You know, and so this could even be ancestral, meaning that you were an egg already ready to be a baby in mom's womb when she was a baby in your grandma's womb, right? And so, can you still hear me this far away? I really don't know how this stuff works very good. I need to kind of experiment, I think. Hi, kitty. You got a little kitty cat. I can't. Hello. Hello. I don't know if you guys can see. She's become a good friend. These these animals are so much fun. Um, And so, the just all this kind of stuff. Anybody else having some kind of symptoms they like to talk about? Where are you walking at? I'm walking on the North Ozark Mountains in Arkansas, and we just moved here. I was given the vision that I was going to come here when I had one of my near-death experiences when I was 14. That led to me being out of the abusive home that I was in for since birth. And I knew I was going to come here. And from what I understood in that experience was I was coming here to start a village for single moms. And that's how I saw it because most of the people who come, at least originally, are moms that are, you know, by themselves or, non-traditionally, whatever. So, and not just moms and dads too. And some people that don't have children at all. And they just come and we create like a little town basically. And I just always knew that. And this is where we're supposed to go. This mountain was moved here a long time ago. Um, Like the cat just loves my feet. Um, and they're actually crystals, really, really big crystals that were placed within the soil, barely in order to just kind of protect them, not to hide them. And then what we're to do is, as we all get close, all of us congregate in this area. By the way, there's people all around this whole surrounding area who have been buying land or slowly moving into the area forever. Anyway, as we all get closer to this mountain and kind of spend time here, we activate each other, we and the crystals of the mountain. And we're already feeling it. Like all the way, like I was feeling kind of down, like physically. I mean, dude, we haven't slept for over a week. All of my friends were coming into town. It was like a big move again because we went to the Airbnb and it's exciting stuff and all that. No sleep. And then the whole time, and then drove here. I didn't, and drive in and just no sleep and all of that. And I just started feeling better as soon as I came here. Like the mountains started to heal me, and it's amazing. And you could just feel it, the peace here. And this is where we're coming for anyone who wants to on April 8th. We're having a gathering here. And the gathering will be, this is directly under the line of the X of the next solar eclipse, which is April 8th when that happens. So if you're not busy and you're in the area, there's a lot. How do you turn the camera around? Because I want to show you guys. I would love to show you how much area there is. It's 152 acres. 152 acres, and there's only like a couple structures on this place right now. But and so the lady that Jasmine, her I think brother-in-law just bought a bulldozer yesterday to make more space for like camping and stuff. Well, that's not why I bought it, but perfect timing. Synchronicity right there, because it's mostly thick forest, beautiful, beautiful forest. And then all the trees that get fallen, we can burn or use to build stuff, So let's see, go back to the comments. Hello, Mary, I'm having spinal pain. A lot of people have been having spinal activation lately. It's very fascinating. I'm surprised to not have any going on because I was having so much of it. And then I did a lot of like, weird stuff like sitting in a car driving for a long time and then moving things that were heavy because we came here, we left all of our belongings, except we did bring 3 large suitcases, and only one of them were clothes, and, all that anyway, so all of that, and I'm not having the spine thing exactly, but I am noticing there's spots in my rib cage that feel like they're out of alignment. Um, so let's talk about the spine thing because that was happening to me for a bit there, is that what I needed to do was to sit in a lotus position, the best, so if you can't sit in a lotus position, at least sit in a chair with your feet flat. And so you're able to then, align your back down. Eat our chakras. There's a bunch of chakras in between each of our vertebrae, little pieces of the spine in between. And there's all these chakras. And so these chakras are coming back into alignment. And I'm noticing it where it feels like I'm being like on both equally brought up, like I'm being lifted up, and then everything pops all the way through. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. It just was strange. All of a sudden, someone's making me taller right now, and so it's kind of cool. Um, anyway, so there's that. When that's happening, a lot of times too, people are having what people are. A lot of people, there are different people have different words named for it, but it's basically you're experiencing what feels like wings. Large wings. The wings would be each wing, a single wing span, like not the span, rather the one wing would be double the height of the person that they're talking to at its longest distances. So you notice a lot of stuff on the shoulders, like there's like you're carrying a backpack too long. It's kind of weird to hold my phone so far out there, but it looks better. But I guess that's why people have those stick things. I don't even know how. Right, I'd probably like stick it in the tree or something, an accident. Anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of this back stuff happening for people. Um, Most often reported lately has been the neck, so like right at the crooks of the neck and the back, where your head meets your neck, that spot right there. That's been really common, and it's an experience. I call that the dream chakra, but it's called, I think, uh, God's voice box or something like that. Can't remember for sure. And then there's also the experience that happens really frequently right now is the tailbone area. This tailbone area is something to be aware of, not for anything bad. Really good that we're leaving behind a lot of the need for the root chakra, and it's been happening for a little while, but everything takes its own time, and some energies it just takes a bit longer, and so a lot of people are having this release, and that has to do with realizing that they are secure, they're protected, that they're safe, and then you no longer need that root chakra's most carnal or most basic um nature, like where it's you just understand you don't need to be made secure because you already are. Those types of things, okay? So that's why that activation is happening there. So isn't it interesting that it's at the top and the bottom is the most frequent? That means that most people are doing pretty good moving through, but that doesn't mean that there's not going to be a density here and there attached since you're moving this energy. Just release it. Acknowledge that it is. The cat is just loves me, and I don't even know if it's a boy or a girl, so I feel like I don't know what to call it. See, I said it. Anyway, so just, allowing yourself also, it's really encouraged to spend time in bath, especially if you got Epsom salt. If you don't got Epsom salt, that's okay. You know, trying whatever it is you can find that works for you. I've heard of people using regular table salt, but Epsom salt is a different. It's about the minerals and stuff. There's a lot of stuff in there. If you can ground by going outside barefoot, I don't know what this case. Speaking of grounding, this cat is on my foot. Look at this. She's just like, let's hang out here forever. Yeah, forever. Yeah. I don't know if you guys could see that. I'm not sure how the angle works because I can't turn my camera around. Okay, climb up my leg. That will hurt. Anyway, um, so yeah, if you can get outside barefoot, that would be great. If you can't, bring some soil in. That also helps. And just put your feet on top of it, or play with it in your hands. If you do it with your hands, it's like just a little bit longer. I usually about twice as long. It's really useful, so it helps. Um, all of these things. That's root. We're talking about root there. Okay, so we're talking about a lot of these lower spine. We're moving the energies down like this through your spinal system, and then digging the root down into the ground while you're digging up. My leg is purring the whole time. He's like, ah, I love you. Reminds me of a few people I've met in this lifetime. Um, ah. So anyway, then we go down and we go down and we dig. And as we dig these roots energetically, you visualize it while you're doing it. You're noticing that you're releasing the things that don't serve you. This is the Archangel Michael message. Remember to acknowledge it without judgment. And what that judgment means is to decide something about a thing. It's not red. It's not blue. It's not a girl. It's not a boy. It's not bad, good, whatever. It just is. And most of this stuff, it triggers our own memory of this lifetime or something like that. And so we'll see something. Ow, dude. Okay, that was. I just got clawed in my privates. That was awful. I can't believe I said that out loud. Anyway, it ran away. What was I just talking about? Root chakra. Okay, so that actually lined up with a little bit what I was talking about. Thanks, Feline. Um, anyway, so then as we acknowledge this thing, not judging it in any way, then we release it. We release it with love, and just let it go. And what I meant by it triggering things about some of the stuff that we've already experienced in this lifetime is sometimes we then want to, that person did this thing to me, or there's some type of a balancing of the scales and stuff. And I understand that natural desire because I was doing that time too. Okay. And like those of us who have healing and trauma, that's just what we tend to do is like tit for tat, right? Well, we can't do anything about it. It happened. You're not going to make it not happen. It just happened. And so just release it. Just let it go. It's not serving you. It doesn't want to be there. So no one's happy. And it's this conflict energy. And we're leaving this conflict energy to behind. We're going away from it, right? So if any of those things come up, allow yourself to have whatever emotion comes. It could be rage, it could be sadness, it could be joy, it could be anything. And without feeling any kind of way about that emotion, just let it come out and it will go. And right now, the time that it's going, it's full on releasing now. And so that's when that energy's digging through the spine. as above, so below. We have an experience that we're doing, and we feel an experience, and on a microscopic level, on a microscopic in a biology sense level, we're also experiencing it there too. So a lot of times this also manifests as what we would call something like a cold or something like that. And so just let it move through you. You'd be surprised. I was, about how much relief and release happens from that. So we acknowledge without judgment and release. We release this by saying goodbye, by giving permission to this energy, allowing it to leave. It's allowed to leave now. I'm just going to keep walking until my internet says it doesn't exist and see if I can get. There's some cool stuff over here. So anyway, thank you for letting me go on that tangent. So we have some more comments. Jeanette said, full of snot. Yep. Lots of the mucus and purging. Hello, Sherry. Hi, I have missed you. Yeah, I've been so preoccupied with all this stuff. But we're back now. We're at our home. We're situated. Hey, everybody. Okay. Oh, ow. Okay. Jean is here. Hello. So good to see you. Yes, very excited about April gathering. Yeah, it's gonna be so awesome. It's gonna be so cool. There's a lot of places that really are pretty good already. I bet we could already accommodate like as many people as that came to the festival, this last time. So Amber says fevers and sleepy. There you go. That's what I had too. My daughter had a fever this morning. It's gone. Like that's usually they're fleeting. That's what I noticed too. I had a fever on Sunday night or Monday morning. I can't remember, and it was very very brief, very noticeable though, unpleasant. Oh, by the way, my dehydration level is off the charts. Since we started doing the healing at the beginning of the festival, I've had like this. I've been so dehydrated. No matter how much I've been drinking, I just want more. And my water's way over there. But anyway, I'm getting the skin on my lips. It's really because it's so dry. Hello, kitty. Don't jump up here again, please. That was not pleasant. Yeah, so excited to see you and Maddie. It was. Oh, sorry. I misread that because the cat was calling. Jana said, and so excited for you and Maddie. Thank you. It's so awesome up here. So in alignment. Colleen, I love you. Hello, home ed mom. Amber says it started for neck and shoulder pain for me. Yeah, okay. So I'm catching up to comments now. So that's good. Yeah, so that's what I was talking. Yeah. So a lot of people have been having that same experience. It's very activating. You can also move the energy through like your like through like your arm to like down and can't really show you very good, but like out, kind of guiding it out through your fingertips. And you dig that too. When I do it, because of the way I see, because I see and then I see things, and the way I see it is that when we're digging these roots from our fingers and our toes, they kind of funnel and tunnel and weave into this beautiful weave, kind of like a wicker basket or something, but with a little bit of space between it, so you can still see. It looks like blackness to me when you first go down there. That there's just no light, right? But it's glowing and it's making this light, this big tube funnel down into Gaia. And then that's now like a chute that you can slide down into Gaia's heart. It's actually pretty fun because when you're doing it, you're touching all of the energy and you're releasing it, and it's pretty killer. So, guiding that down there through your body in that way really does help. Sherry says, oh, yes, wings and expanding shoulders and back feeling, and under both ears, neck. Yep, yep, yeah, exactly. Ray says, I've heard it called the mouth of God. Thank you. The mouth of God chakra. I always mix it up. I think it's because I always think the mouth. I think of Lord of the Rings and that creepy mouth guy. And the book was they did a really good job at coming up with what the book looked like in my head. But that just unkind energy is what I think of. So I don't want to call it that. But yeah, it's the mouth of God. Sherry says, my tailbone has weird discoloration. There you go. There you go. There's a lot of all the other kind of purging too. Wow, that's a remarkable tree. I wonder if I could show you guys something about that tree. I mean, it doesn't seem all that unique, but then if you like feel that tree's energy, Like, I don't know how well you can see that because the sun's shining, so I can't. There's something up with this, really. This whole place, man, and like it's in the fall. Everything's leaves. It's so cool. I love fall. Living in Washington State, we didn't have a whole lot of leaves, and it was a little bit sad, but it's really pretty. I don't know what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so the tailbone. Also letting yourself open that energy and dig from the tailbone specifically down would be really is really. Oh, I hope you guys can still hear me. I saw that I lost the connection, even though I had all the bars. So we're good now. Okay. Um, that's really cool. This has got a good signal. Anyway, isn't that crazy? Because we're up here in like literally the middle of nowhere. You can't see any neighbors forever. 152 acres and right in the center of it. And there's like really good Wi-Fi. Oh, that cat is like it's loving. So anyway, digging that root chakra down, digging it like a root, and then guiding anything that wants to go out through that space. You know, a lot of times people will see it, visualize it as like a density, a shadow. Um, sometimes it's seen as tar. Sometimes it's seen as beautiful colors. You know, whatever it is that comes through. It's interesting that people are having this physical manifestation. Another one that I've heard people having is right at the tailbone area. It's like acne like stuff. You know, I know that we've been having all this kind of weird acne all over the body. You know, I was having it really a lot at the on my thighs. It was really uncomfortable. And like, so this cat is if I'm laughing, I'm not laughing at anybody. This cat just keeps tickling me. Um, I want to know what to call this cat. Maybe we'll call you Ginger. Huh. You're feisty and orange like a lion. Ooh, lioness. Something like that. Okay, Susan, hello. Thigh chakra behind you, behind your head, the base of your skull is sometimes called the casual chakra or the well of dreams. Ooh, which makes sense because it's a dream chakra. I know that because of the astral and energetic experiences I've had. That's why I've called it the dream chakra because that's where your soul enters your body, like an appendage. The way I can see what's happening is the soul is much, 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 much more than what is inside this body. And like it's like an appendage of the energy of the soul that goes in that spot and then like kind of hangs out in a heart chakra space. And that animates the rest of the world. Like that's how I see it. And it looks we look kind of like a big plasma sheet in some way sometimes because sometimes we're extended into a lot of different energies. That's really cool that's real. I gotta screenshot that. I wonder if I can do that without missing. Because I love that there's validation about that. Thank you so much, Susan. Jeanette says ultra magic chakra, the mouth of God. That's so cool. There's so many. That tailbone spot is a triangle. Oh, that's really interesting, Sherry. Stacy, hey, good to see you. Hey, beautiful. The fourth cone in the eye is called the tetrachromacy. 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 It is amazing. Wow. We'll have to screenshot that too. Thank you for all the input, everyone. This is something that my daughter channeled. I don't know. She was talking to the energy she interacts with, and she came out of her room and she's like, "Hey, guess what? We're getting a fourth cone, and tell me what that means. That means you can see a higher spectrum of ultraviolet light." And then she just okay, and back to her little world again, like she does. And sure enough, I looked it up, and that's true. There are animals like felines, as an example, that have that already there. So the rods and cones are what's in your eye that make it so you can see. We also have rods and cones in our pine, which is why that's right. Ultra major, says Jeanette. And then Jeanette Davis, the sacral, the center of the body, and the alignment of median centers. Yeah, okay. I'm really behind on everybody, I think. Yeah, she's so cute. I should rush forward. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so behind. I didn't realize you can't see all the comments on when you're doing it on the phone as easy. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Source Maid. Source Maid says swelling feet and legs, now hands. It swirls around, then releases, flushes out. Okay, so this is something that I've had experience with. My kid has had experience with. Oh, I'm losing my voice a little bit. Um, I've had a couple of people talk about it. A lot of people were blaming it on the festival, extra walking, more walking than normal. or something like that. But um, I noticed it in my wrists and hands, and there was no logical explanation for it. Um, I found that that was when I started to need to move the energy. Like I said, the digging the root through your fingertips and your toes. Well, at the time I started doing that basket weaving tunnel funnel down into Gaia. When I was doing that the first time, my hair is crazy. um, is that it was because I needed relief in my fingers because I have typically my hands are a little bit more like dainty than most people, I guess people say, but so I guess I looked average, but it was swollen, man. And then it was the other hand after I resolved it on this side, so I knew how to do it right away, and it helped and it went away. Um, Again, we always guide water to where it needs. We need healing because where water goes, light glows. That's just how it works. I always stumble on that. That's a channel message from Mother Mary a long time ago. And before I knew that Mary, it was really funny how that stuff works. Anyway, and so that's why we swell. We get hurt and our body swells because water's going there. And then that's where the light will go because of the water's there, and we improve, accelerate, and are able to better align the healing there and bring in all the light that we need to heal that thing. So that's also true for what we're talking about here. A lot of us have different traumas that are healed, that are stored in different parts of our bodies, and that's why we're doing that. The other thing about appetite, the reason that we're doing that, and I had never realized that till I came here. It's the weirdest thing. It was just one of those, oh wow, thank you for telling me. Um, is that we store trauma in our fat layers, in the layers of our fat. And I'm not saying that if someone's skinny or fat or those words, that what I mean is the fat in our body. Everybody's got some of it. That's where trauma is stored. And so that's why we're having this irregular diet is once we lose a little bit of the weight and then we put something else on, is we're healing out or releasing out that trauma that's been stored there. And so that's the reason. Isn't it interesting? Every one of these things have an explanation, and when we can get out of the concern, of what's happening in the moment, in the medical sense, it's hard to do that because sometimes, no one's saying don't go to a doctor. It's just that, you know, use your discernment when you get information from that individual. Um, and so it's easy to think maybe there's something more that needs to be addressed here. And so Aaron asked, where in the Ozarks? The North Ozarks. Um, I'm not giving anyone the address today, but because we already got here, we haven't settled it up. But it's kind of by Fayetteville a bit in that area. I'm being kind of broad, only because we're not ready for people to like start pulling up today. So it's a very small town. There's a couple thousand people. That town's way down the road, by the way. Hey, 77 people watching right now, Facebook and YouTube. And so, but anyway, it's really easy to get to. Once you get to the area, it's really awesome. Hi, Lisa. It's so beautiful here. There's there's the mountain where the Mount Magazine. I just found out what Mount Magazine even means. Magazine, the word magazine means the container of something, and we always knew that there was something there. I just didn't know that's what that meant. That meant. I just found out today. Just one of those. Someone was like, just side note. By the way, did you know? I was like, oh wow. When like I'm taking pictures of Mount Magazine, right? I was like, wow. Um, Trina says, call him her sunshine, Sunny. Oh, good name for a cat. Susan says, my TF is on the other side and always enters through that chakra. That's awesome. That's awesome. That makes sense. Thanks for sharing that information. Kenny says, I started seeing Violet / my aura. Cool. Violet's usually the first one to come in these days, I've noticed. I've been noticing violet and green on people more lately. There's a lot less red. There's more pink on people's auras. You didn't used to see pink that much. It was more red or like a dark, dark orange. But so that's really cool. People are leaving behind their trauma and their need to rely so much on the root chakra for security and for belief, for the knowledge that they are safe. Um, Many people are starting to see spirits, energies. Some people having experiences that are personifying as ET experiences. Um, I know that a lot of those different energies I just named sometimes are all the same thing. It's just how we understand it while it's coming forward. An inner earth being feels and looks just like an angel to me. So I don't, you know, like who knows? And I think the only real difference is that I am able or not able to see someone's wings. So, because the wings aren't real wings always, too. So it's just a thing, you know. So, but these energies that are coming forward to be seen by y'all, all y'all, I know I got the y'all out of my vocabulary after I left Utah, but it's back. I'm in Arkansas. Some of these people talk in a way I can't understand yet. Like I'm still, it's fun. It's fun to go whoa, because then you can practice your telepathy a lot more. And so there's usually a processing moment that I'm like, oh, and now I get what you said, just as they're starting to repeat themselves. Anyway, I don't even know what I was saying, but yeah. Oh, these individuals, these energies that are coming forward for you, I just got reminded to where I was talking about my spirit. That's so cool. Um, are coming forward, whatever feel is most comforting for you. So for some people, it's a religious figure. For some people, it's an energy that's maybe more galactic. There's different personifications that come through, and that doesn't mean they're the same person either. It's just, and this is to show you that you're safe, that you're protected. How do I hold this without? There we go, that you're protected, that you're going to be fine, and that's what these energies are coming in for, and they're helping us to release some of, at least, our dependence or need to hold on too tightly the root chakra energy. So another thing that I should bring up before I forget, because I that's why I keep looking, is that my daughter, not only is she doing her own transmutation, she's much better, though she's got a left ankle thing happening today. She's fine. She has full range of motion and all this stuff. It's not tender until she puts pressure on it too much, only when she runs, kind of thing. But why I'm telling you this is there's a lot of left side grounding work people are doing. Left side is divine feminine, remember? So, and the divine mother's coming in, so a little stronger right now, but it's a little bit more balanced to be divine masculine and feminine at the same time. But it is kind of like this kind of, right? Like it's up and down just a bit. I'm making an extreme motion so you can notice it. So, but there is a fluctuation happening, turbulence. Um, and so we're noticing that there's a need to kind of lean one way or another. Or there's uncomfortable stuff going on. Like I remember earlier we were talking about swelling of hands and feet. In this particular example, it's that there's soreness and a desire to focus on healing on that spot. She didn't do anything. She's been in a car, you know, for a couple of days, but it's got to do mostly with this, and so she's resting it, and also, giving healing to that area. This is to heal this divine feminine grounding part, and to ground within the higher frequency Gaia, and remembering to kind of release from this lower frequency, not a different frequency than we're in Gaia, right? Lisa says, do aching shoulder blades mean anything? Yes. I thought it might be because of exercising or being sick. You know, there are a lot of different explanations for things. I can tell you that this does often have to do with this wing thing I was talking about. Remember, we were talking about the wings earlier. I don't know if you're here for that. A lot of people are feeling energy, whether or not you actually experience or feel that you have actual wings. It just feels like wings, and it feels like it's about twice. Each wing is about as twice as tall as you are, and I'll see it energetically on people sometimes, and it is it at its full span when it's like all the way out. Here we go, kind of, you know, that it's double their height, or a rough estimate, and so that's a lot of weight, and so we're noticing it. Um, they are right in the center. That energy comes right out of the center of our shoulder blades, and then below the shoulder blades there's a spot right there that a lot of people are having pop out. They feel a little bump there. I'm having a bump there. That has to do. with the self-worth thing too. That spot, it's again right under the broad line. I don't know for y'all dudes out there, how to tell you what place that is on your back, but um, anyway, that's the self-worth or lack of space. So if it's out of alignment, then we'll slouch more. We'll diminish self. We'll like lower self and kind of like slump our shoulders and like I do all the time. I'm working on it. Um, and so there's this spot right here that's just now starting to activate that wing area. And so this self-worth and standing tall, knowing that you're awesome, knowing that you're worth it, these types of things may be a new experience. And it's hard to let yourself say those things. I can say I was embarrassed to say it quietly to myself in an empty room with the doors closed and the curtains closed. And but it was something I needed to do. Pamela, you're awesome. Pamela, I love you. Pamela, you're amazing. Like these things, they're embarrassing to say. They feel funny. They're against what we're taught. We're taught, many of us are conditioned growing up that if we say kind things about ourselves, then we are raising ourselves above the rest of the world when we're supposed to be going below them and that we're being vain. You know, vanity doesn't just mean thinking of yourself higher than others, it means also thinking of yourself as lower than others. And I spent so much of my life being vain and didn't even know it because I was brought up all this don't be vain and it was a big deal. So now we're here. We're at this spot where we can start to heal that. And that's that chakra right there at the broad line on your back. Don't make me see that, sweetie. Hello. You want to see? Let me see. There you are. Hi. I love this cat. It's a lion. Um, and so speaking kindly to yourself, that affirmation kind of an idea, you don't have to do it in the mirror to make it work. I found that to be really difficult. Hearing myself say it is something else too. You know what happens is that you know how Emoto talks about and shows proof of microscopic water under the microscope changes when you speak kindly or unkindly. Different kinds of music, this type of thing changes. It looks completely different. Like if you look at it like a mandala, it's all disorderly and unpleasant looking when you say mean things. Now think about all the unkind things we say to ourselves every day. And we can undo it by speaking kindly. And not only that, but after a while, we stop speaking unkindly to self. Maybe not high praise or anything, but not saying anything bad is pretty good improvement for many of us. And that's then activating this chakra that's on the back, between the shoulder, below the shoulder blades, just at the bra line. There's a bump, a spot. And that spot, while we're healing it, we're being called to self. That you're awesome, that you're worth it. And the more that you allow yourself to see that maybe you don't suck, and maybe in fact you're amazing, the more that you have the ability to transmute any and all things before you. This stuff comes in for you because you are it. You already have this power. What we've done for ourselves for some time is we've taught ourselves that that's not true. And when we don't believe and know something, it doesn't work because we don't have that that last second you drop. I didn't even realize what that meant. And that I had this violet crystal tower thing that I was in, and they were trying to show me because right at the end we were about to activate everything, and I just didn't trust that I could do it. That I was strong enough or knowledgeable enough, or I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. Like I have some guidance, but most of it's like allow yourself to be in each step. So you don't get to see very many steps down the road. And the ones that you see really far down the road are ones that you can't change or don't have any use to change. It's just like when you come to this point, then you know you're still on the right track kind of stuff. Because that's the experience of life. Otherwise, we would ruin our own stories. That's why the ETs come in and they have those black sunglasses on. Because if you peer in their eyes, you see the rest of the story, and it ruins it for everybody, right? So anyway, that's the one of the big activation spots, and I just love talking about that because it's beautiful that people are coming into that place and into their power. I'm so proud of everybody. Andy says, "Hey Pamela, is there spring water on the property?" There is actually. There's two wells. The house itself is strangely plumbed from the city. Like she keeps telling me that too. She's like, I don't. It's really strange, but there's two wells here from springs, and the one that is almost operational, I'm gonna be working on in a little bit here. But it's yeah, it's this place is pretty set. Sherry says, wait, I think she had two comments. Oops, I just did a. I don't know how to do this. Okay, let's click make. Sorry. Now I don't know how to make this stop. There we go. Sherry in the fa- fascia area too, because I think I missed a comment before that you had written. Sometimes when I do it on this format platform where I have it streaming through Restream, I miss some comments and I don't see them till later. So um, you gotta. I'll just finish. Becomes hardened and tight, need to stretch and soak in the wonderful minerals. Little pockets of love too. There's a springs here too, a hot springs here, mineral spring. It's really cool. And yep, I put on 40 pounds when my son got shot. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. And my other son was on heroin. We're all better now. I am releasing it all. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you for sharing that. It's hard to read. Sometimes it's a lot of we don't realize what we're doing for everybody else too. So thank you for your service. Source made pink everywhere, also in the sky. Yeah, lots of pink. And the pink animals. Remember um the uh the white buffalo calf woman? And she told her story of the rainbow tribe, the white rainbow warriors and all that story and that prophecy we've been living that we're in. Um the tailing of the times was that a white buffalo calf would be born in the Lakota tribes. And in 1994, I believe, I can't remember anymore for sure, but it was in the mid 90s. This happened, and so the prophecies could be spoken of, and that was why we were allowed to speak of it now. Many are still, um, um, we're slowly releasing the ability to speak some of these stories that were made only in oral tradition, and so as a result, though, you're seeing many of these albino animals in nature, and some of them, like dolphins, like um, I can't think of another example right now, come in as pink, light pink, the pink frequency, because we're moving into the pink frequency. See the cat climbing on my back now. We're gonna have all kinds of little pock marks on our body in a minute. So this pink's coming through a lot. I'm seeing a lot of pink frequency. Remember the pink frequency? They were talking about it when the nine came for me. They came and talked to me, and the nine were three groups of three, and they were grandmother energies. Hey, dude, what are you doing? um, you're a feisty little one. You're for sure a lion. You're a boy or girl? You're a girl. Okay, I think you're a girl. Um, so anyway, so this pink frequency is what we're going into as we leave behind the age of suspicion, right? So as we start to get to be our true authentic self all the time, then no one has to hide. And when no one's hiding, then no one's suspicious of their neighbor. And so they can release themselves as well. And then on and on and on. And pretty soon no one's holding on to anything and pretending anyway and just being themselves. And then you don't have to wonder if your neighbor's a bad guy or going to do something or whatever. You could just be. Yeehaw, Stacy. That's her name is Stacy now. Sherry. Yes, ride that comfortable, easy flow. Jeanette, our light body wings. Yes. Source made. What'd you say? I had left side for a few weeks. Then it evened out a little while. For right side to swell a bit. Then now both. Feminine, masculine coming in wholeness. Oh, awesome. That's really good to get that balance. Kyle says, wait, I lost it. When I scroll, it makes it so I can't. Okay. Hi, beautiful goddess. Hello. It's so good to see you. Sherry, yep, been doing some nasty mirror talk. Need need be way more kind and understanding. Yes. Yes, speaking kindly to yourself, how we speak to the steering wheel, how we speak in the shower. These things are actually changing us. They're improving us, and if we are able to allow ourselves to be in the moments that we're in and understand them from a higher perspective, meaning that how would I look at anyone else? How would I feel about anyone else? And I know that you're like me, that you're loving and kind and compassionate. You're gentle and caring, and you see the good in people, even when people around you are saying that you ought not. We give all of these beautiful gifts to those around us and then spare none for ourselves. If we spoke half as kindly as we did to the stranger that delivered the mail to ourselves, then we would be way ahead of the curve, curb, curve. That's curve. Yes. I don't say that very often, so I wasn't sure. So, yeah. Thank you for bringing this up. Source made. I put on my worthiness wings. Hello. There you go. Good job. Cute kitten. Yeah, I love this cat. I thought the Ozarks were like Everglades. I'm on Vancouver Island. Okay, so the Ozark Mountains they cover two states, Kansas and Arkansas. And there's I'm not I don't know my geography on this side of the country like hardly at all. Like most of the people that I spent most of my time with on the parts of the this continent that I did, that side of the country don't refer to any of these places as states. It's all back east. It's just back east. Like you could be talking, they'll say Florida. Florida is its own thing, but everybody else is just back east. So I don't really know what's on the other side, what's just barely west of this place. But I do know that south is Texas now. I didn't know that Arkansas and Texas were so close together. Anyway, yeah, it's not just me. It's just the world that I was in. Lisa, Ozarks run through MO. I want to say that's Montana, but that's not Maine. See, see. I'm so glad that there's these awesome computer programs that help my child with that part of school because I'm not. They run through Arkansas, very hilly and green, beautiful. Yeah, it's really cool. These mountains are not as steep as I'm familiar with the Rockies, where I was living in Washington and Idaho and Utah and stuff, but they're something else. The mountains that I would compare these mountains to are the ones that are in extremely extremes southeastern Utah, the the Four Corners area. There's this place down there that's the rocks talk. They do. And they don't like go, "Hey, how you doing?" But there's this like you feel their conversation like you do when someone's trying to think of a word and you just hear the word and feel the word. It's like a voice on your heart, right? Your empathic way. Well, that's how but they're very balanced when they talk. And so, anyway, this energy of this sacred place that I had migrated to a few times before, which is what brought me to that place. And that's actually I bring up the Native American stuff in my family only because that was a really uh, that has had a lasting impression on me, these different ceremonial things. I don't have a lot of tradition. My grandfather wasn't in that place, but this is important for me and that Navajo and the Cherokee, this whole thing. So this is the place where the reservation of the Navajo is, and so it was like I was drawn there. Why do I tell you this? This is an important place. If you look it up, you'll find out about the Four Corners. And these mountains, each one of them has a personality, distinct, separate personality, energetically speaking, just like those ones. They are elders, they are calm, and they're also very pronounced. Like when they speak, y'all just stop and listen because it's time to listen now. Like it's not like, oh no, but it's like it's time to be quiet and to say, okay, I'm listening and to take it in because it's not going to be said twice. And and it's good guidance. It's like the beautiful, loving parent coming in and saying, "You go over there, you're gonna burn yourself. I'm not telling you not to go do that, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna hurt." So, that kind of stuff, that feeling, that's how they come in. So, and we're on one of them, and it's just amazing, this place. So, for all who haven't heard, hi y'all. Yes, we are having a gathering here for the solar eclipse. Where I'm at is in the direct path of the solar eclipse. That's April 8th, 2024. Okay, that's my toe. This cat. Um, and so we are going to have a gathering here. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a cooperation of some kind, I think. And it's just going to be beautiful. There's a lot of places to be out and just to be in this beautiful, amazing place where the heart chakra connects to the mountain and the crystals. And you just pull things out of the ground. Like, I don't know how much. Let me just try to like show some of these, like, get a better, like, this is really cool. Like, this is just popping off the top of the ground, just barely on the top. But like, look at this one. This was selenite mixed in with some rose quartz. And this yellow, I'm not sure what it is, except it's just beautiful. Like, oh, you can't see that. Anyway, it's really neat. You can just grab them and like, it's just this. Oh, you can't really tell. Anyway, this is just all over the place. See, around here, it's just in the ground. This is really neat, though. Look at this fossil stuff here. Can you see that fossil? This whole area is covered in sediment and shell life and stuff. You can like all around the base, as if at one point this Noah's Ark, because it's the North Ozark, right? No, North Ozark Mountains, is as if this was a plateau and water was around it for a long time. There's all the evidence of it. It's crazy. I need to get going because I gotta blow my nose because I am still coming through. Love my honesty. Thank you for this. Thank you, Sherry. I don't know what I was saying when you said that, but I appreciate that I get to be myself in any way, at any moment. And, you know, it's been an interesting couple of months for sure. There's been a lot that's come through, and that and I have so much to talk about the festival. Most people are still unpacking what really occurred during that time. Um, we healed the land. There's a lot of healing that occurred uh, in this way. We healed ourselves and activated each other. And um, many people learn to release control. Um, and that's hard to do. That's hard to do. I was made to release it at the on May 2020. In May 2020, during the very beginning of the lockdown, I all of a sudden I went from having 10 acres of land that we built on and we were establishing and we knew we were gonna like be moving people there, just 10 acres though. And all of a sudden we lost this land and my daughter, my 5-year-old and I were homeless. Um, And that was my teaching me to release control, the first experience of that. And everyone was like, "Are you crazy? You should be freaking out. You're homeless and you have a 5-year-old and it's lockdown." And I was so calm, only because I had no other choice but to trust God, to trust the universe, to know that it was going to work out. And it led us to this moment. It took 9 moves to get here. Isn't that interesting? I was talking to Stacy about that earlier. It took 9 moves to get to this point. And the 369 is always we usually move on a 369 of my daughter too. And yeah, so anyway, I have to get going. I gotta go blow my nose because I am still um purging too. But thank you all for love you all. I will be uh set up a little bit more um traditional the way I normally do, within a day or so, I think. We just need to kind of like unpack and it's gonna be the first time I get myself out of my suitcases all the way. I'm so excited. I just thought of that last night, but I was too tired and I've been busy ever since. So um I'm excited to unpack though and get stuff out of those suitcases. But anyway, I love you all so much. Thank you for joining today, and I will see you very soon. Oh, I believe we're not doing Trinity this week, which is tomorrow. I don't think we are because I saw Todd. Medina had posted on Facebook that he was going to take a day or two off. Um, because he's taking a day or two off, I won't be hearing from him, so I won't know. Um, if we go on, it'll be on his social media platforms, though I don't think we are. Anyway, we will probably be back next week, though I will do my normal Sunday, and we're gonna have our Friday Zoom gathering this week as well. So I love you all. Thank you for joining. Know that we're just as a group transmuting this stuff, and sometimes it doesn't feel that great. Just but I can say this: when I know I'm doing it with many, then it feels more doable because there's a purpose. And it's not just people you've interacted with physically. It's not just people who live in the same town or state or country as you. They're all over the planet, scattered. People are having these experiences. And then we understand the purpose and why we do it. And there's a cyclical pattern that always happens. March is always the Christmas because it's spring. So that's when you get all the gifts. And then it just kind of accelerates from there. And so, and this time of the year is when we purge. We used to think it was cold and flu season. I don't know how much I really invest in that storyline any longer. You know, I could say that we're definitely purging. It's really interesting how these things work. So, anyway, I love you all. Thank you all for coming. I'll speak to you soon. You got this. You're not alone. Have a lovely journey. Aho blessings.